Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, beautiful people, wherever you are. I'm so grateful to have you here today because in the back room, in my show, Be Victorious, I have an incredible person. I'm bringing to you live Mark. He's actually lives in Canada, and he is an incredible, inspiring. Oh my gosh, when you hear his story and when you learn about his business and what he does for other people, you will be blown away. I promise. So I just want to play an intro here. Stay with us and get to know Mark when we come back. Good morning, Mark. How are you?
Good morning. I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Very good. So grateful to have you. I'm so excited to share with our audience your story, your business, just a little bit about you, who you are, and what a significant difference you make in other people's life with your business, with your teachings. Do you want to talk about how we met and the power of social media? How did we?
Yeah, I would love to. Thank you for having me. Well, just like you said, through the power of social media, just you happened to see my content and you liked what I was sharing and you reached out and here we are now. Like that's it in a nutshell. It can happen that quickly.
Yes.
You have access to so many people when you put yourself out there on social media. It's quite powerful.
Right. Yes, I agree. Lynn Serrano's with us. Hello, Lynn. I hope you have a great morning today. So you live in Canada, right? Is it
Correct.
you don't have a Canadian accent though? You don't. I didn't hear you saying "hey."
No, and I'm also French, and I don't have the French accent, so I'm kind of an oddball, but I've always been.
Tell us a little bit about you. Where is your story starting? How did you become
So,
a business person?
as a business person, my journey started. I was working the 9 to 5, just like everybody else around me, and I knew I wanted something else. I didn't like working for somebody else. Every couple of years, I would get kind of restless in my job. I wanted a new challenge, so I figured now is the time to start building my own empire. So I went through quite a few different stages in terms of being an entrepreneur. I first went into self-employment, and if you're familiar with the the quadrant, the cash
Yes,
flow quadrant
yes,
um,
yes.
from Robert Kiyosaki,
Mm-hmm.
I had just traded employment for self-employment, and that's when I was forced to realize that no matter how hard I work, I was always going to be trading hours for an income, and I wanted to get out of that. And so I fell in love with the idea of network marketing. And at first, it was just something in the background, something that I just did passively, kind of, if somebody wanted to join me, if they liked the product, great. I wasn't really advertising it or anything like that. And when the pandemic came about and I was forced to stay at home, because at that point in my life, I was a full-time yoga instructor, and the gyms, the studios, we all had to shut down, right?
Right.
So being at home for all this time, I figured that, my side hustle would become my main focus. And that's really how I got moving into network marketing. I had a lot of knowledge from previous like educational programs, which served me really, really well when everything happened. But there was still some pieces of the puzzle that I was missing. And I found organic uh, traffic through your Facebook profile was to be something that I needed to look at, and I found a program that was actually quite affordable at the time for me. So I was like, I'm all in, and I haven't looked back. It's been the catalyst that catapulted me to be here today.
That's awesome. How tough was the decision to go in business for yourself? When you
Um,
made that decision, because we all know it's scary, right? Like when you really leave a salary and you're like, okay, I had enough of this. My time is worth more. It's a hard decision. How hard was it for you?
Um, I was in a position where it was scary, but it was necessary. The position I found myself in with the company that I was working with, I wasn't happy around the people I was working with. So making that decision, it was a long process because while I was working there, I still went through all the schooling to be a yoga instructor and to be a holistic lifestyle coach and all these different modalities that I knew would benefit my client in terms of taking care of people's health and wellness and all that kind of stuff. And it was a long process. And then I was working two jobs at once. I was working them 9 to 5 plus trying to build a yoga instructor career, getting noticed in the community and stuff. So I was working like 16-hour days at times
Wow.
and traveling a lot. So it was a big tax on me. And when I made the decision to actually go full time, I actually sold my home. I was in a unique position where I was single. Um, the house was mine, so I could just up and sell it. And I did that. I sold most of my things, and then I moved into student housing at the age of 30.
Wow, that's
And
so
yeah, I
good.
just lived out of a bedroom that was quite small. And I just built it from there. I took 3 months off when I first did that. I'm like, I have my 3 classes a week that I have to teach, no big deal. But besides that, I'm taking some time off for myself because I've reduced my expenses drastically once I sold my home. Like my rent was 250 a month. Like I was laughing at how much time I actually had to myself at that point in my life because I had just let go of so many expenses, and that came from Robert Kiyosaki as well. You know, like house. If you're renting it to somebody, it becomes an income. It becomes an asset. But if you're paying it for it yourself through mortgage and all that, it becomes a liability. So it was a good decision for me at that time. It wasn't that hard for me to make that leap into being full time because I had that cushion. But a lot of people don't have that that situation where it can be that easy, and it can be scary, but it is so worth it. I don't regret any of the struggles that I've gone through in terms of getting to the point where I am now. So yeah.
They were lessons, definitely lessons to be learned and to make you victorious and stronger. As of today, my show is all about bringing people here that can um, share their successful and business owners like you, to help inspire and motivate people into making the decision they're really afraid of. But
Mhm.
I have a question for you. What is it that motivates you every day? I know you have a child, right? You're a
Yeah.
parent. Besides, wanting the best and the most for your child, what motivates you on a daily basis when you wake up? That seems to be the struggle for many people. um, when you're in the business for yourself, you don't have to report to nobody, you don't have to check in, clock in. So how do we find motivation? What helped you?
What helps me is the dream that I had when I let go of my home. I have a dream of building my own home to be sustainable, fully like eco-friendly, electricity from solar, collecting my own
Homestead,
water, growing my own food. That is my dream,
like
and
a homestead,
that
right?
is what I'm driving for. That's what keeps me motivated because it's not going to be cheap. You do need to have that initial upfront. Um, Even though it is going to be expensive, it's still not as expensive as buying a house right now. So it still makes complete sense to me to keep driving for this home that I see in the country connected to nature because I am a country boy at heart. And that is really what motivates me is to get back into the country. And I really want that for my daughter. Um, she deserves to be around nature and connected to the animals and the real value of the planet and the world and
I like when you
our
said
natural
the real
resources.
value. You're so right. The real value comes in the real place where your heart is, where you want to be, and where you really find that peace, that internal peace that you have in your heart. Let's talk about your business. Tell us about what is it that you do. So I know a little bit. You mentioned a little bit network marketing, but
Yeah.
in what industry and what is it? I know what you do, helping people with your yoga classes, right? But tell us
Yeah.
more about what is it that you do in business.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I have many businesses because I still do teach yoga. I do still trade time for money. It is one of
Yeah.
my income streams. And if you look at most 7 or 6 and 7 figure earners, they have 6 to 7 different streams of revenue. So I absolutely love yoga and I continue to teach that. But in terms of my marketing business, I help struggling network marketers establish themselves, how to learn the beginning stages of building a business online. My business, when I started with yoga and with holistic coaching, I had came up with the idea that I wanted to be a holistic, so it encompasses everything. And because I wanted to travel to people, my business name became Holistic Nomad. And through my understanding of how health and wellness is being, influenced by your resources, i.e. your income, I realized that a lot of my clients were coming to the point where they wanted to work with me, but they just couldn't afford it. So now I'm incorporating the the wealth aspect of being able to take care of yourself, because it is unfortunately something that doesn't get spoken, like it doesn't get addressed much. um, if you don't have that much extra income, you're not going to be able to buy the better quality of food. You're not going to be able to buy that, extra, you know, barbell that you need to get that workout. Mind you, you can get a good workout, equipment free, but
Yeah.
it just opens more options when you have more money. So that is really something that I wanted to incorporate into my business. So with the Holistic Nomad, I'm helping people find passive ways of generating income while still doing what they want to do, and how to market themselves online. I help them coach. I coach them one on one if they want to go that far. I have also like other streams of revenue if they want more detail, they want to go further or faster, then I can always refer them to other products such as affiliate products, which is
Mhm.
just another form of revenue or income that I opened to myself when I started marketing myself online.
That's awesome. That's so cool. One of the reasons I went into financial services business was to help people make more money and manage their money better. So I understand when you say that people, want things but they can't afford them. It's unfortunately what happens these days.
Mm-hmm.
And yes. Um, as an entrepreneur working for yourself, I'm sure you had to let go of some things and make sacrifices. One was downsizing and leaving your home. Is there
Mm-hmm.
anything else that you think about comparing with your friends and family? And what else did you think that you had to sacrifice to follow your dream?
Well, one of the big things that I can speak to about this specific point was, at one point in my life, I was training very, very hard in martial arts to actually step into the ring, to be a professional fighter. I started way too late. Thankfully, I realized that. And during that time, I was training very, very hard for 5 years to step into the ring. And I had to make a lot of sacrifices in terms of going out, of the foods that I would allow myself to eat because I had to stay within a specific weight range, all this kind of stuff. That is definitely one of the most challenging aspects of my life, where I saw it, where I had to make a lot of sacrifices. I was not going and visiting a lot of friends. I had training to think about. When they were, partying it up on a Friday night, I was in the gym wrestling people. Brazilian jiu-jitsu and, martial arts was a big part of my life for many, many years. So that is one of the aspects in terms of things that I've had to sacrifice. In terms right now in marketing, what I sacrifice on a daily is sleep. Unfortunately, sleep is very, very important to your health, but sometimes you need to make those sacrifices. In the entrepreneurial world, there is a saying that if you want to live the way that others can't in the future, you have to do now what people are not willing to do. And sleep is one of the things that some people are not willing to sacrifice. And this is a reality. I need to do my work before my family gets up. I am a full-time at-home dad. So while my partner goes to work and allows me to do what I do in the beginnings, because it is not easy in the beginning. Like, I've been working at this for a full year and it's just starting to take off for me. There is a huge time commitment when you're starting a business online that you really need to be aware of. So time is one of the things that I sacrifice, and that is the time of sleep. So I get up very, very early to do my work online, and then I take care of my little one during the day. When my partner comes home, obviously I have a little bit more time to get back into networking and all that kind of stuff. But so yeah, sleep is one of the things that I sacrifice a lot.
You're absolutely victorious, and I'm so glad that you're here to share your story with us, because it's true. I believe you're victorious, and I believe that what you do really truly makes a difference in your life, in your family's life, and in the life of others. And I agree. I like to say, sometime, even to my daughter, I tell her, we choose to do today what others don't, so that we can have tomorrow what others won't. And
Mm-hmm.
those are that's what I put in my mind. Tomorrow, I'm fighting for what I want tomorrow, and it
Exactly.
will make a difference. um, Absolutely. I think the sacrifices we make are important because we fight for what we want. Yeah. So I have, scrolling on the bottom here, your website. Is
Mm-hmm.
this correct? Yes. Is this where people? So if we want to find you, and if you want to take advantage of the services that you're providing, and you're highly um, prepared to offer, this is where we go, right?
Yeah, you can
Okay.
find me there. All my social media links are on my webpage. I am the most active on Facebook. It's just what I know best. That doesn't mean that the other platforms are not valuable. They are very, very valuable. It's just where I started. I am starting to get into TikTok, but it's still very infant stage, let's just say.
Yes.
Um, it is a lot of fun, but it is a skill. Marketing is a skill that you need to learn if you want to get into any type of marketing, really, whether it's affiliate, whether it's network marketing. You need to learn the skills of communication and how to promote properly. Because I'm telling you right now, if you start spamming, you're going
Oh,
to get blocked, and then your account's more than likely going to get deleted. So,
yes. Spamming and tagging. Gosh, my one of my coaches, I have a few coaches, but Ken Walls, one of my coaches, always talks about, stop tagging people, never ever tag people. Do not tag anybody in your post unless they are related and there's a picture of you and them. But I agree. It's awful. Mark, I'm going to surprise you with the question here, because I just thought about something, but I'm sure it's nothing that you need to be nervous about.
okay.
Tell me about the books that you're reading, or the education that you get yourself, because I have a feeling you read some pretty incredible books, and I want to know about it.
Okay. Um, in terms of books, right now I'm reading a copywriting book. Um, it's not within grasp, but I
Okay.
think it's on my desk. Um, but I take most of my learning, my teachings through video. It's just the way I learn better. Books has never been, the written word is actually one of my greatest challenges in terms of marketing. Um, so video is actually my preferred way, and working with people one-on-one, hands-on is where I excel. That's really been where my focus has been. in terms of getting resources. And all the affiliate marketing programs that I've been part of are to learn the ropes of marketing.
That's awesome. Yes. Okay. Thank you for that. I think I think learning by doing is the best way to do, the best way to grow. And if we were to talk about growth and fear, and if we were to talk to the middle income family, what do you think is holding them back from reaching success and making the decision to sell their house like you did, or
I
what's holding
think
people
I think the greatest challenge people face in terms of doing this is the mentality of being seen, their fear of being seen, maybe looking a little bit salesy. But if you want to get into network marketing or affiliate marketing, you are going to have to ask for a sale. There's no way around it. It's just becoming comfortable with the industry. Learn about the industry. A lot of people consider network marketing to be a pyramid scheme, but if you look at the actual business model itself, it's not like that. Um,
everything is
it's
a
just about
pyramid,
education. The more knowledge you have about something, the more comfortable you become with it, and
right?
you learn by doing. Like when I first started doing my stuff online, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing, full of spelling mistakes, and grammar was everywhere. Thoughts were all messed up on the page, and it just gets refined over time. You learn the skill.
Right. I like to think I came from a grocery business. I was a department manager in the grocery store, and I like to think I've heard actually, or maybe I saw a picture. I've heard somebody referring to the grocery business, or really the corporate or any business, as in the triangle where the CEO is at the top and the little carts, the little courtesy clerk can never make it to the CEO unless it's like 50 years later, and they pull through the ropes, and they really it's I think that's the pyramid. That's the pyramid scheme that we hear about, right?
Yeah, there is a pyramid to everything. That is for sure. There's always going to be somebody making money above you. That's the way business works. Like if a business is going to sustain itself, it needs to offer something and make a profit.
Yes.
It's just where do you want that profit to go? Network marketing and affiliate marketing puts money in the consumer's pocket as opposed to the owner of the company, one person.
Yes. Yes. Talk a little bit about the yoga classes. Um,
My yoga classes
yes.
are, well, at the moment, they are virtual. I probably won't return into a studio anytime soon just because my focus is elsewhere and I don't want to commit more time for money. I've done all that for many, many years. So I'm on to better things. But in terms of my yoga, I teach 3 classes for myself per week, and they're all gentle. They're appropriate for everybody. Just because I'm past that, you know, get the strongest workout as I can possibly get in the hour mentality out. Respecting, you know, everybody's limitations. I find ways to teach people where they can challenge themselves if they want to. They can go as easily as they want. I myself, I wake up every morning with a lot of stiffness, a lot of back pain. That is one of my driving factors that drove me into yoga, is taking care of a lot of aches and pains that I had. And it just spoke to me so strongly that I had to teach it to others. So it's not something that I'll ever stop teaching. It's just what capacity. I'm also looking for a lot more private one-on-one students in terms of yoga. It just gives me a greater focus on having the biggest impact with one person. In a group setting, sure, you can affect people in a good way, but
Mhm.
one-on-one, you can affect them in a great way. And that's what I want. I want more one-on-one with people. And I find with social media, it gives me that opportunity to really reach the people that would benefit most of how I'm specialized with movement to take care of specifically lower back pain.
Up, I think we have some connection problem there. I don't know if what happened here. Uh, Mark, we hear you in beats and pieces. I'm not sure what happened here. I think we lost Mark for a second. Let's see if we can fix this connection. We still have Mark with us in the studio, but we have, well, things happened, and things happen in life, not only in a live video, live recording, in a broadcast live here in a show. But things happen in life all the time, and the 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 secret to success is how do we respond or how do we react. I'm asking you that, and here we are. I think
There
we're
we go.
back
Sorry about that.
online here. Um, that's okay. I think we it must have been an internet glitch, or
I think I lost connection there.
that's okay. Welcome back. Glad to have
Hello.
you back. And Sandy is with us as well. Hello, hello, Sandy. So we were, take us back there. We were talking about um, your clients, your ideal client, and
My ideal client is people that really struggle with lower back pain and hip stiffness. That is really where my yoga practices are focused, just because that's what I deal with the most, and I have the most knowledge in that specific realm of body aches and pains.
right. I
That
saw
is where my yoga is focused.
lately the latest fashion in yoga, which I never did yoga. I don't know. I know I probably should. I know it's good. I just never took the time to go do that because I'm going to tell you why. Everybody that I see doing yoga comes out of a class sweaty and just, and to me, that's like painful. So I don't want to go hurt. But I heard the latest and the greatest trend in yoga is yoga with goats. Is that
Yoga with goats. Oh
what
yes. Well, I hear it's more about just being around the animals and it being cute. I have heard that it is painful with the little hooves walking on you. I haven't had that experience.
how do we
I
do
have taught yoga with alpaca,
that? Okay.
but they keep their distance. They're
Uh-huh.
just kind of like in the background. You get to look at some cute animals while you're practicing yoga.
Just
With a goat yoga, they actually like climb all over you. It's
yeah.
not very zen-like. Yeah,
I
I think
can,
it's more about just having a fun experience. It's cute. They're cuddly. I think that's what it's all about.
I
In terms of the whole like body sweating thing, that might be the hot yoga that you're talking about, and that is quite popular. I did teach quite a few classes of hot yoga. It was something that spoke to me when I was really focused on getting a really good strong workout. Um, but yoga is about unity of movement and breath. That is what you're trying to unite. The word yoga means union. So that
okay.
is where my focus is in yoga now. It's more about breath work. Um, I the benefits of yoga is that you're moving your body. That's the way I view yoga. So yeah.
Nice. I see. I guess I never did yoga because I'm always go 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 and it's very hard for me to stop, breathe and do nothing. Well, and I'm not saying yoga's doing nothing. I'm just saying that going into a place and sitting in a position and control the breathing and all that is something that it's very hard for Teodora to do. You
It's hard for many. A lot of people have the misconception that meditation is to empty the mind, to be empty and not think about anything, when that is the farthest thing from the truth. The meditation practice is an exercise in focus. Can you stay focused on one thing? And that's usually the breath, just because it's always with us and it's always something that you could pay attention to.
Which so many people don't.
No.
So little people pay attention to their breathing. It's just something automatic, right?
Hmm.
And we just don't think about it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I could probably ask right now, out of your viewers, probably 90% of them are slouching. They're not sitting up
including
straight.
including me. I gotta get better.
And that's the beginning of lower back stiffness and issues, your posture.
I guess we have to pay attention to everything.
Mm-hmm.
The posture. Well, okay. Let me take you back to being an entrepreneur and
Okay.
being a business owner, and we can always talk about yoga because I have so many questions, and I wanna I really want to do it. I just have to take the time and go experience that. I think I love when I see people at the park doing yoga in groups, and I think that when the weather is going to be nice, that's one of the things that I want to do. But I'm going
Beautiful.
to take you back to, thank you. I'm going to take you back to being an entrepreneur.
Okay.
And I want you to talk to the middle. We're young. We are young people. We are very young. Um, our age doesn't matter. We are young in spirit and in who we are. And I want you to talk to our group age of people that want to start something and want to do something but don't know where to start and how and what to do. What would you tell them? How do they find, through who they are, right? Or how do they find their purpose, or they want to get out of corporate and don't
Purpose.
know how to?
Mhm. Purpose is a big one. Um, in terms of what business you want to get into will depend on your personality. If you're somebody that likes to create something that's a little bit more intimate, a little bit more closely knit, you're probably better suited for network marketing. Where if you're really, really good at like the gift of gab and you like to interact with a lot of people, affiliate marketing is probably where you want to lean towards. That's my own perception of the major differences between the two. When I tried affiliate marketing, I found it was very traffic driven. So it was very overwhelming for me to have that many people having to cycle through my profile. And it became very, very labor intensive. And I didn't like that. I didn't want that. I want something that I could build a little bit slower at my own pace. Even though I do it every day, it's still a little bit slower, as opposed to driving so much traffic to my Facebook page. If you're looking to get on this side, you have to make that distinction between your personality and find a product that speaks to you. There's nothing worse than getting into a business where you don't believe in the product.
Yes.
It won't come. Your message won't make sense because your energy is not behind it. So if you find something that helps you start a business, start with that. That's why the training programs in affiliate marketing are really, really good, because it gives you a business to start with right then and there, and it teaches you the nuts and bolts of it. Um, and if you're looking to do it, you don't have to do it all at once. A lot of people that I know in my marketing circle that I have through social media, they also work a 9 to 5. And then
Right.
they work their marketing stuff in the evenings or in the mornings like I do. They get up early. They make that sacrifice. And
Right.
it's really that is making the time, because everybody has 24 hours. It's what you do with that time given to you.
Yes, 100%. I agree 100%. When I started, I went from being an employee. I knew it was time to leave. I knew it was coming close to where I had to do something different, and I had to find just a different way of living my life rather than be there from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Mhm.
And I just didn't know. I had to find what am I passionate about. I had to find my passion. I was a passionate florist, but I knew that I need to find the way, and what do I really really like and what do I really really want. And then I realized that helping people is what I do. And even this show, I started this because I want to help business owners bring their business to my audience, and to the people that I know and people that follow me. And I always want to help. Everything that I do is helping people. So I think
That's beautiful.
it's yes. So is there anything that we're missing that you want to share with our audience? Is there, so people can go on your website and find you there? And then are you doing um, so how do we, let's say you're in Canada and we are in Denver, for example. I'm in Denver. You
Mhm.
do everything online and through Zoom calls, and how do you work with your clients?
It's all through Zoom. Everything is through Zoom. I would say the primary is through social media, through conversations, through Messenger and all that kind of stuff. That's how you build a rapport. And then if they discuss, they want to get involved with business or whatever, then we move it on to a Zoom call. That's really the stages. And through the Zoom, maybe it'll be one or two Zoom, whether they're interested. I'll send them all the information that I have in terms of what I do. And if they like it, great. If not, then I have a great one. Like no hard feelings. I know
Yeah,
that there's a lot of people that are in my network that have seen my opportunity and they're like, nah, you know what, it's not for me. And I'm like, awesome.
right.
I'll see you around the community. I can't wait to see your next post because it
Yeah,
is about community.
yes. Yes, I agree. And we're, with that being said, we're helping them find what speaks to their soul rather than keeping them trapped because we want them in our team, let's say, or in our business. It's the beauty of life is in helping others.
Hmm. And you don't want to drag the people along to join your team. That is one thing that I really want to stress in terms of marketing is to learn attraction marketing. Chasing after people is just going to burn you out. You want to put a value out there for the people that want to work with you. You want to attract them to you. It makes a huge difference in the stress level you will experience. I actually put up a post today on my Facebook page about the stress that we put ourselves through being entrepreneurs and taking that break when you need to. It was addressing basically the 90-day or the 30-day blitz people go on to grow their business, and then letting go of that extra effort once the blitz is over. Um, you don't want to burn yourself out. If you're working two jobs and then you add something else, it's just going to be more. Or if this is going to be a second job, you know, take it slow, bit by bit, day by day. Consistency.
Consistency is the key.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I think being intentional with your time is also very important, because
Yes.
doing all sorts of things all the time, and I'm terrible at learning how to take time for myself. I feel like lately I don't know how to have fun anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm being told all the time that all I do is work and take care of my daughter, and I just work, work, work. I don't. So I became like more intentional, and I say, okay, now we're gonna play volleyball for an hour, and then I'm gonna get back to work, get back to my desk, and being intentional is also very important, and know why is it what we do, why do we do what we do, also important. Well, Mark, go ahead.
I was gonna say, it's about that 2 or 3 year plan, right? Like we may be in the middle of that, 1 or 2 years that we need to sacrifice to live the life that other people can't
Yes,
in the future.
right. And
So,
lately, more and more, let's call the generation of millennials, right? We hear about them all the time. I might be millennial. I don't know. I'm not very good at that. But that instant, you want something and you want it now. And
Instant
most people,
gratification.
yes, the instant gratification is just so, damaging.
Hmm.
So damaging and does so much. If they can think about the long term and the long term plan, and it's damaging and it hurts.
It took me a year to enroll my first person into a downline. A year consistent work of not making anything, no revenue. It takes time.
It takes time and it's hard. It
Hmm.
is hard, and it's but it's our why that's holding it, and
Yep,
seeing our vision, having the vision, and look at it and keeping that in mind. It helps. Yes,
absolutely.
it was such an honor having you.
Thank you so
Uh,
much for having me.
I'm so glad that, yes, and I'm so glad that you had time, and we could chat online, and I'm so grateful for learning from you. That really, really, when you do what you're passionate about, and when you make the sacrifice, it really pays out in the long run. So you're a victorious person in my opinion, and I'm honored to have had you on my show.
Thank you so much. I
You
appreciate that.
you're very
Truly.
welcome.
Thank you so
Don't
much.
leave. You're welcome. You're welcome. Stay with me. I'm gonna send you to the candy and the pop in the back room, and
Okay.
I'll be right back. So amazing to have Mark share his story and his journey to where he is today. You heard how important the power of why is, and him really pushing through. It's incredible. It's what he does in his business, and what the patients and the everything that he has working for him. It's incredible. I hope you guys learn something, and I've learned that patience, dedication, and motivation really pays off. um, you guys, will see you next time. I really appreciate you being here and watching. And please, please do your friends and family a favor and share our live. I'll see you next time.